Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Ashanal's Best, and today I wanted to talk about a show that I watched. I be watching it, I watch the whole seasons. I just don't do no commentary about the show. But you know what? After watching a YouTuber, according to Amber, and listening to the tea that she got from an interview off of one of the past seasons that just ended, one of the people that was in the show. Oh my gosh, I was like, what? Oh yeah, I got to talk about this. And this is the guy Daniel. He had got out of his whole storyline is he just got out of prison, and he was with a girl named by the name of Bianca. She's 20. She's in her 20s, like 23, and he's in his 30s. And basically, when he got out of jail, he came straight home to her, and was the whole thing like he had a problem with alcohol, and it was like the whole season you see like her being immature and him acting like he want to be like this dude that's really trying to do right, and it's looking like she's like mean to him, and he's just like oh so hopeless. So the way they played that whole character with him, it makes you when you watch it you be like oh man, like she is like so annoying, and and he can do better, and she's too immature, and she just want to rush and get married to him, like, and he just seemed like like this good dude. But as I just heard, that was all a freaking show. It really was a show. Like he was really putting on the show. Like Daniel, he made it seem like he was really be a good dude, but it was all a show. That's why he didn't want to marry her. Not because she was immature, it's because he didn't like her. He literally used this girl. This girl picked up her stuff and moved to another state because she was in love with an inmate just for him to play games with her. He literally dogged her out and talked crazy about her to other women and was cheating on her and just treating her like nothing. And but only thing we seen on the show was him like being a good dude and her being annoying to being annoying or acting like a 23-year-old, and she wanted like a baby, and she was just saying like all these things. We was like, oh man, she's so immature. We really was thinking like if you watch the show you will agree with me, this guy seemed like a good dude. We even got upset at the part where they had went out, right, and she had went out with his cousin, and he was with his shopping with his parents. And then when he came back, like from shopping, she had a drink with the cousin, and she was like spilling all the his tea and business about their personal life and all that. And like he was really drinking, and I mean she was really drinking, and then they had a conversation like, oh, you think that you'll be able to not drink around him because he's really trying not to go back to drinking. And she was like, oh yeah, I don't think I should have to stop. And we was like, oh my god. And we was like, what kind of woman wouldn't stop drinking to help out the man that she loves? Like, why would she want to do that in front of him? Like, because she was feeling like, hey, why should I have to stop drinking and living my life because he has a problem? And, that's an immature response. But at the same time, it just put her in a bad light. Like, she was just awful. Like, oh, disgusting. And then she talked about how, like, like I said, their personal life, like how he was rough and stuff. Well, okay, that's a whole nother story. Now it makes sense. Like, and I caught that. And I really don't want to spill the tea just yet of like where I'm going at with this. But let me just point that part out right there. That little part right there was flags, 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 and nobody paying attention. Cause okay, that part he was saying, like, if you guys see the first episode when he was on there, he said, cause she was like, oh, he's like pretty rough when it comes to being intimate, and she doesn't like that. She wants to be treated like a lady. I remember a response to him saying like, hey, like up in jail, it was kind of, I'm used to being rough and this and that. Like, what is he talking about? What he talk about being rough in an intimate way in prison if you ain't done nothing since you've been locked up? You know what I'm saying? So right there, that was a dead giveaway. Right there. He told on himself. So the reason why I say that, because after I watched, the whole season, like I said, a YouTuber did an interview with the girl that actually dated him during like his whole little end of their relationship, because obviously they broke up. They didn't go nowhere because he had got her a promise ring and all that, but he didn't want to marry her. So basically, he just used her. So he used this woman just to get other women, because he was supposed to go to a wedding. It was a whole wedding they were supposed to go to together. She ended up going to his cousin's wedding without him because he had a little pass because, he's on an ankle monitor. So he used that pass to go to Vegas to go chill with other women. And this is what a girl that he was talking to and dating said. And that's a whole nother story. You guys got to go watch the interview. I mean, if you haven't, if you don't follow her, you should, especially if you like watching Love After Lockup. It's according to Amber. You watch that interview, then you see where I'm coming from with all this stuff. But, okay. So, during the interview, the girl that basically was messaging him, they ended up talking online. He's seeking out other women, online. So he basically built some kind of little relationship or friendship or whatever, dating. And to make a long story short, you guys really got to watch the video because there's a lot to break down. But what I will tell you is she basically spilled the beans and said that this dude is basically fake, 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 fake. So all that good guy stuff that he has going on that show is all fake, 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 and he depend on women to take care of him. It's like she literally said he was scoping her out and knowing all about her life and knowing what she does for a living and questioning her about it. And then I think that's how he based on when he talked to women. Because if you guys don't know, Bianca, the one that he was dating on the show, she came into a large sum of money. And what the girl was saying that he was dating while he was talking to Bianca, they only dated for a short period of time. But he was saying like how she had money and how she wasn't really giving him no money. So I felt like he was sticking around her just for the money to see what he can get out of her. He couldn't get much out of her. Luckily, she wasn't silly enough to give him money. But basically, he be trying to play like this innocent little, oh, I'm a good guy and I just need a little help type of thing. That's how he get women. And I think that's how she ended up talking to him because she felt bad. Like, oh, like, hey, hang in there. I'm proud of you. You're doing a good job. Just hang in there. And then that opened up a whole nother box because once she sent that message to him, trying to give him some congrats, he sent that as a gateway. Like, hey, I guess he checked out her profile, see she had a little something that he can work with. And this dude from the story, he befriended this lady, talked to her, never met her in person. They built up some kind of little relationship over the phone. Okay. And he was telling on himself how he was cheating and having, intercourse with other women. And coincidentally, she had a grown son that stayed in the same state as him at the time. And he was being put out or he needed a place to go. And this lady, she didn't know this dude. She only knew Daniel from the show. She literally I guess she was talking to him and let him know what was going on with her older son. And he was like, hey, I'm in an area, but he can come stay with me. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. She was hesitant, but then she said, you know what? Why not? He seemed like I guess she felt like he had good character somehow. So she basically advised her 21-year-old son to go over there and stay with him. And I felt like she was just doing that out of, hey, it's close. I don't want my son on the street. So she was trying to think fast and she felt like, hey, he's on the show. He's got to be somewhat decent. She thought that he would be a decent guy. Well, big mistake because why the heck this dude got her son, well, he let her son come stay with her. You guys gotta watch the show. You guys gotta watch the interview. But he let the son come stay with him, and now he's acting like she said it's just weird behavior. Now he's like brainwashing her son and trying to introduce him to older men, saying it's an older friend that he has that's in his 40s that he know from prison, and he's introducing that guy to her son. Her son is 21 years old. At 21, you're still young. You don't know much. So he's sitting there grooming her son. And she thought he was doing a good deed. That's why you can't just trust people because people will prey on you if they can. They'll watch everything and see what they can get out of you. So her son right now at this moment is living with this man and he's introducing her to other men and trying to get him to be on OnlyFans and even talked about like some kind of a butt plug or some stuff. And it's like, that's so inappropriate. Why is you like that with her son? Like, why is you talking like that around her son? You guys got to remember, like, when he said that little like, now we're going back to what I was telling you guys about the prison thing when he was talking about some rough place. So he ended up saying that he has had experience with men, and allegedly that guy is one of the guys he may have had that experience with, and now he's grooming her son to be comfortable enough so he can turn him out because he's getting drunk, they're partying, and doing all, it's too much. This is all alleged. This is what she said. I just couldn't believe it. But the way they paint this guy, he seemed like such a good dude, but this dude's a predator. He told her how the whole show, like the whole scene was gonna go for the next season or whatever. And she said that she went and she called the show and let them know that he's spilling the beans. So hopefully he's canceled and doesn't come back on the show, because that's disgusting behavior. That's nasty work. That, I mean, I know the dude is grown, the 21-year-old, but it's like, that's just crazy. And it just makes so much sense. That's why he wasn't into Bianca, because he's not into women. He wants somebody to take care of him. That's why he seek women that can do something for him. He's a taker. That's why when he got out of prison, what did he do? He went shopping with his parents. He needs someone to take care of him. Some of these men, I feel like when you baby men and they get older, they expect to still be baby. They still want to be taken care of. So they seek out someone like a mother to take care of them. And I feel like Bianca wasn't giving that. Even though she was young and she may have seemed like she didn't know what she was doing. She was too young and not that smart, but she was smart enough not to give him no money. So we can't say she dumb. She was smart enough not to do that. So, I mean, she don't know. She dodged the bullet. And he said that he didn't like her. He didn't like how she shaped, how she looked. He felt like she was catfish. This is all alleged. But it's just, that's a lot. I don't even do videos on life after lockup, but that just made me really open my eyes. Like, what in the world? Because he doesn't look like the type. That's why you got to be careful. You cannot judge a person off of no show and how they look, because you will be deceived. Just because they look like a nice guy, they're portrayed as a nice guy, does not mean they are. Well, this is all. Whew, this is a lot, okay? Well, this is just how I felt about it. I just thought this was just crazy and pretty interesting, and I hope that lady finds some kind of way to communicate to her son, to where he can come back maybe home or somewhere safe and get away from these predators, because they're preying on that young man, and hopefully he gets some help and something's done about it. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Can you guys believe that with this dude, or are you guys not surprised? Because you mean, you just never know with people. Like, what do you guys think about all this? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I should know best.